Have you ever really stopped to think about what makes a school truly safe? I mean, we're not just talking about a building with strong walls. We're talking about a place that can stand strong against pretty much anything nature or, well, life throws at it. Today, we're going to sketch out the blueprint for the unshakable school, a real sanctuary for learning.
So, what does it actually take? What's the secret sauce for building a school that's ready for the unexpected? It's so much more than just surviving a disaster. It's about creating an environment where learning can keep going no matter what. And the answer, well, it starts in a place you might not expect. At its core, a school is supposed to be a haven, right? But that haven exists in the real world, a world that has earthquakes, typhoons, fires, floods, you name it. The real trick is balancing that ideal of total safety with the reality of all these potential threats.
And that brings us to our first big idea. Creating a safe school is about so much more than just the building itself. Actually, the most important work starts long before the first brick is ever laid.
It all begins on paper with a really meticulous plan. And the very first decision, the one that sets the foundation for literally everything else, is choosing the right location. Believe me, where you build is just as important as how you build.
Planning the perfect site, honestly, this is probably the single most important step in preventing future disasters. This is the groundwork phase, where having a little foresight and doing your homework makes all the difference. So getting the right site is like a four-step journey. First, you have to assess the environment. I mean, it seems obvious, but building in a flood zone or on a fault line is just asking for trouble. Next, you verify legal compliance. You've got to make sure the land title is clean, because a legal dispute can stop a project dead in its tracks. Third, accessibility is absolutely key. Not just for school buses, but for fire trucks and ambulances, when every single second counts. And only then, after all that, can you finally create the master blueprint that maps everything out on safe, secure ground. So you might be wondering, how do schools even get this land in the first place? Well, it usually comes down to two main paths. A straightforward purchase, where they buy it for what it's worth, or a donation from a person or a company who wants to do something good for the community. Both roads lead to securing that all-important piece of land. Okay, so we've secured the site. Now it's time to build. But we're not just constructing a building here. We're engineering a resilient fortress, one designed to protect every single person inside. The whole philosophy guiding this is something called disaster risk reduction, or DRR. And this isn't just some fancy buzzword. It's a complete game plan. The goal is to actively minimize risks to protect students and staff, and, this is huge, to make sure learning can continue even after a crisis hits. This DRR strategy, you can think of it as being built on three core pillars. They all work together to create a school that's truly resilient. Let's break them down. First up is preparedness. This is everything you do before a disaster even thinks about striking. It's about having crystal clear plans, practicing them over and over with drills, stocking up on essentials like first aid kits and water, and, of course, having a great relationship with your local emergency services. This second pillar is mitigation. This is where we get proactive. It's all about reducing a disaster's impact before it even happens. So this means using hazard maps to avoid building on shaky ground, reinforcing structures to handle shocks, using fire-resistant materials, and just being relentless with safety inspections. And the third pillar is resiliency. This is all about how you bounce back. It means having a plan B to continue education. Maybe that's remote learning. It also means providing emotional and psychological support, working hand in hand with the community to recover, and this is key, learning from every single event to make your plan even better for next time. Now, what's really crucial here is that one size does not fit all. A plan for an earthquake looks totally different from a plan for a fire. For earthquakes, you're reinforcing the building and practicing drop, cover, and hold. For fires, you need things like fire-resistant materials, super clear escape routes, and alarms. Every potential threat demands its own specific, tailor-made response. Okay, so we've talked about the land and the structure, concrete and steel. But a building is just a shell, right? The true strength of a safe school comes from the people inside it. This is the human side of safety. This quote just nails it. You can have the strongest, most high-tech building in the world, but if the people inside aren't prepared, if the community isn't involved, it doesn't mean very much. Safety is a team sport. So how do we empower people? Well, it starts with regular, practical drills so that responses become muscle memory. It means making disaster education an actual part of what students learn.
It involves setting up a dedicated management team to lead the charge. And, maybe most importantly, bringing parents and the whole community into the conversation. Everybody has a role to play. And this holistic approach, it even extends to sustainability, creating what people call green schools. This isn't just about being eco-friendly, it's about being more resilient. Think about it. Solar panels can provide power during an outage. School gardens can be a food source. And better air quality just creates a healthier environment for students every single day, not just during a crisis. A truly unshakable school is a sustainable one too. Ultimately, when you put all these pieces together, what we're really talking about isn't just a set of rules or some binder collecting dust on a shelf. It's about building a true living culture of preparedness.
So what's the big takeaway here? What makes a school truly unshakable? It's the powerful combination of these three things. Smart design, which starts with picking a safe site and building a tough structure. Robust planning, which means having clear, practice plans for any emergency. And an engaged community, where students, staff, and parents all see themselves as part of the safety ecosystem. And all of that leaves us with a final thought. As you think about everything we've covered, from site selection to community drills, just ask yourself, how prepared is my local school? And maybe more importantly, what role can I play in making it an even safer sanctuary for learning?